Hello, YouTube. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. This has been a little bit of a time, hasn't it? So yes, hi, welcome back to the channel. If you are back from when I did this 6 or so months ago, hopefully you can all hear me. As per usual, if you can't tell, there's a lot of new tech going on here, so we're trying things out, we're seeing whether everything works, but hopefully you can hear me, you can do all that. First of all, hope everybody is doing well, and yes, welcome back if you are returning. Hello to anybody that is new, that is watching for the first time. My name is Chris, I talk about Eurovision, and I have disappeared for about 6 months off YouTube, which I will explain everything. I will explain why that has happened and go through all of that. But yes, it's very nice to be back. So yeah, I think if you can't tell, there is this massive block behind me now, which is where everything is running from now, which should be a lot better. Effectively, I was really enjoying doing YouTube. I was really, I was getting good momentum and all of that, and everything was going quite well. And then my laptop started to die a little bit on the inside, and I got very busy with work, and I wasn't replacing things, and things just slipped, effectively. But now I have brand new computer as of literally yesterday, and my first thought was, I can start streaming again. So we are testing things out tonight. Hopefully everything works. Hopefully you can hear me, all of those kind of things. Got monitors, webcam, mic, all set up, different settings on OBS and all this kind of stuff. So this is very much a test stream. There will be more regular stuff. We'll be talking about Eurovision 2022 and the songs individually. All of that kind of stuff is going to happen pretty soon. But for now, I thought it would be really nice just to say hello to people again, have a little bit of a quick talk about sort of what's been going on with Eurovision and all that kind of things, because there has been quite a lot, it feels like, and I have missed some quite a bit of it over the last 6 months or so. But yes, if you are watching, if you're watching back or anything like that, please do hit subscribe, hit the like button, do all of those things, leave a comment, and let me know all of your feelings about sort of Eurovision 2022 so far, because obviously, yeah, there is quite a bit of news to talk about since the last time. So the last real Eurovision video I did was pretty much when Måneskin won, and we didn't know what was happening, where it was going to be in Italy, and then it's sort of bit by bit, and it took a little bit of time for things to come through, but now we know it will be Turin 2022, 5 months away, in literally, well, in 4 months time, like 4 months almost to the day, some of the rehearsals will be going on and will be starting, which is really exciting. I can't believe that it's so early on, and in fact that has caught me out a little bit. So my sort of hope plan kind of was that I would be going again in 2022. I wanted to go back in some form or another. I wasn't certain whether it would be press or whether it would just be like going as a fan or whatever it might have been. But I decided instead to book a trip to Disney World for the start of May, because I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I can do that, and then I can go to Eurovision for a couple of days at the end of May, because it'll be at the end of May like it always is these days. Nope, got it completely wrong. So I won't be going to Turin. There won't be a lot of content on here about Eurovision in the first couple of weeks. I actually will miss the first semi-final, kind of, because I'll be in Florida. Because I'm also a Disney nerd, if you didn't already know about that, or at least a Walt Disney World nerd. So yeah, so that's going to be fun, but I am very much looking forward to it. I think an Italian Eurovision is going to be very unique, and it's going to be very fun. And who knows what it's going to bring. The fact that we're not going to get hosts or anything like that for another month or two at least yet, it already feels like we're heading back towards 1991 in a good way. It's obviously not going to be that chaotic again, but I think I'm really looking forward to what Italy are going to do with the contest. I think it'll be pretty special. Hello to everybody who is saying hello in the chat. If you're watching live, please do say anything over in the chat as well. That'd be really nice to say. Hi, Mirai, Liam, Pie Inside, Joe, Sol. Did I watch Junior Eurovision? Yes, I'll get on to Junior Eurovision very shortly. And then obviously, yes, so we've got 3 acts, 3 songs and artists confirmed, the entire package from 3 countries. There are other countries that have selected and selected artists. We don't have the full thing yet. But yes, we've got Albania selected Festivali Kungus over Christmas, and they chose Ronella with Secret. We've got Czech Republic, which is We Are Domi with Lights Off, and then Bulgaria, which is Intelligent Music Project. Bulgaria made a choice. But we'll get on to all of those. I'll speak more about each of those individually sort of later on and a bit further down the line, because I want to give them a little bit more time. But I have a very clear number 1, I have a very clear number 2, and I have a very clear number 3 at the moment, is what I would say. And yes, I don't think it's necessarily... I think it's pretty clear who number 3 is. I'm not certain whether people would be able to guess the 1 and 2, which way round they go, because I think one of the songs is more popular with other people than it is with me right now, at least. But yeah, we'll see. When I talk about them a little bit more, and when everything shakes out, that's when we really need to start making judgment calls in terms of tops and things like that. Speaking of top rankings and things like that, we had, obviously, Eurovision Top 250 on New Year's Eve. No surprises, and spoiler alert, but it's 3 days after, if you didn't know it by now. Euphoria won again, because, of course, it did. Euphoria was always going to win. I think it could have been closer, and my understanding is that it was sort of closer than it has been in recent years, but I haven't properly looked through all the results yet. I've looked at a couple of places, and I'm aware of a couple of stories, but as a separate video, I might sort of do a look through of all the results and see, like, should certain songs have done things and what we could do differently in the future and all that kind of stuff, because I think that's it's an interesting one. It's something that people seem to be this year a lot more. I feel like I'm seeing on Twitter a lot of people talking about, oh, okay, is this right? Is it being rigged a little bit? All this kind of stuff. Not rigged by people that are maybe block voting, because block voting apparently can happen in a Eurovision contest online as well as in the real thing if you subscribe to that idea. So yes, that'll be an interesting one. But yeah, I would like to have a look through some of those and just see where some of the songs finished. I'm obviously distraught that Ieva Zasamaskaite did not make the top 250 this year. She was my 3rd place in my vote, and I'm very upset. But she is back for Lithuania in the selection in Pavandom Iznaujo this year, so I'm very much looking forward to hearing what she's going to do this time. That should be quite exciting to see. And Lithuania, the national final start, I think either this weekend coming up or the one after that. So yeah, we're running very quickly into a full-on national final season. We're not expecting. We've got the Czech Republic have already had one, Albania have already had one, and then obviously we've got Spain, and all this kind of stuff is coming up very quickly in January, which is really exciting. Couple of other things, talking about Eurovision 2022, and we've got some questions coming through in the chat. What do I think of TAP Music collaboration with the BBC for Turin this year? I'm cautiously optimistic in the sense that it sounds like there was that other band that said, oh, we were the second choice, actually. Like, it sounds like they've already made a decision, according to this band. Whether or not they were just saying that because they thought they could get a bit more buzz by talking about it, who knows? I would be hopeful that they will choose a strong overall package. I think the problem with James, as much as he's obviously a very talented songwriter, I don't think that he's necessarily the best performer, and I don't think that Embers came across well on stage slightly because of that. Obviously he's very talented, can sing really well, all of that, but it didn't come across as a whole package. So hopefully we get that down. I don't mind who it will be. It sounds like they are a little bit more involved with it than Sony BMG were, because it's a slightly smaller label, like only slightly, but hopefully they've put a little bit more thought into it. And I do think, honestly, that the impact of Måneskin, in the 6 months since I've not been on YouTube, they've taken over the world in a way. They are everywhere. They are big in America. They've grown and grown and grown. So I hope that power and that impact is encouraging other music labels to be like, actually, this is a legitimate option for launching somebody's career, or for an existing artist that isn't somebody from 30 years ago, that is still relevant, that it isn't as much of a risk for them anymore. So that's what we have to hope, is what I would say. But we'll see. We'll wait and see. I don't know when anything is coming out. Hopefully we'll get some news soon, but we will wait and see for that one. Am I looking forward to Benidorm Fest? Yes, I am. I haven't fully listened to all the songs yet, I will admit. I mainly immediately went to listen to Azúcar Moreno because, of course, like, how could you not? Bandido, still one of the best of all time, as far as I'm concerned. And, their entry this time is quite fun. It's obviously not going to win. I think that there are some better options. I have no idea how to pronounce the name of the band, so I'm not going to try, but the three sort of folk music-y, the three-piece, I want to say they are, folk music girl band or female-driven band. They sound really good. I really like that one. But yes, I think overall it should be a good show. It feels, again, like very much like the UK. Like Spain seemed to be, hopefully like the UK, but Spain seemed to have been like, oh, actually, we could do well here. France put a lot of effort in 2021, and that worked out really well for them. They came second. Italy always put a lot of effort in, worked out great for them in 2021, and obviously, like, it's worked out well every single time since they came back in 2012, more or less. So hopefully, we are starting to see at least some of the big five making a bit more of an effort, and long may that continue. I don't know what's going to happen with Germany. It sounds like there's a potential for them to send maybe a jokey act again, which probably won't go well. We'll find out. It's weird because Germany sort of, if you look back on it, Germany almost kick-started the Big Five revolution with Lena, and then Italy sort of took the baton and then never gave anybody a chance after that, really. And France finally seemed to be catching up a little bit, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Heights, is that, I think, yes, HYYTS, I think that's the band. So yeah, I've not really listened to them, I'm going to admit. But yeah, apparently they were the ones that were like the second choice. And then Chelsea Grimes, yes, who helped co-host some of the UK coverage this year, is also signed to TAP Music. She could be interesting. She's got it's a different sound. It's something completely different to what we've sent in the last few years. And she is a performer. She is more of a songwriter again, but she does have performance experience. I'm sure she'll be able to bring something a little bit more, maybe modern. And we'll see. I think the thing is, the UK needs to accept that maybe we need to just take a bit of a risk and send something that is different. Hopefully don't send rock or anything like that. Hopefully we're not going down that route because, again, Bulgaria have tried that, not gone well for them. Yeah, hopefully it all was a bit of a wake-up call for the UK, though. And we will see. Anyway, where are we going next on my list of things to talk about? We're going to talk about Junior Eurovision. That's it, because, Junior Eurovision was in December. Was a great show, I thought, really, really strong. One of the best Junior Eurovision feels in a long time. I think, realistically, for me, there was a clear winner, and I think Kami Kami was great. I think that there were some there were really good other options. Poland was very strong. France obviously brought it a really strong entry again. Georgia was very fun. There were a couple of other ones that I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. But, overall, Spain, I thought, was a really, really fun song. I felt like he was a bit nervous on stage, unfortunately. Portugal coming second or third on the televote was really impressive as well. So, yeah, really, really great great field, I thought, for Junior Eurovision. I really enjoyed it. And I go back and forth on Junior. I don't really follow it or listen to the songs beforehand. I pretty much only listen to them on the night for the first time, because I just don't... the time and all that to get that involved with Junior as well, I don't have it, really. But yeah, I thought Kami Kami was really, really strong. You could almost hear something like that at adult Eurovision. I don't think it would necessarily port over great straight through. I know some people are like, oh, that could have done really well at adult as well. I don't necessarily think so. I think it was the right level of like slightly older leaning, compared with like a J'imagine that won it in 2020. It's slightly older, like young teen audience. It felt modern. But it was also simpler enough that it could be gotten by a younger kid audience or a younger children watching. So I think overall, like they nailed it exactly right for Junior, and hopefully, I think it's the team, from what I've gathered, that have been involved. I think it was Serbuk's team. Or like the same production company behind it, behind Kami Kami and Walking Out, which makes sense, and hopefully they might be involved with Armenia this year. We don't know who Armenia are sending. Hopefully it's Athena. Hopefully she does get her redemption moment, because obviously she was one of the acts that missed out in 2020 and then couldn't come back in 2021 because Armenia withdrew. So yeah, we'll see. We'll wait and see what happens on that one. But I think, yeah, it was a very strong overall year. And I think, hopefully we'll get more countries, more interest again in Junior. Armenia, I'm sure, will put on a really, really good show. I think they're really going to make an effort on that one. We've seen with like Depi of Ratterseal and things like that, like they can do a national final and they can have good production enough, or good enough production. So I can imagine that, yeah, they'll be able to bring it for Junior 2022 in 10 or 11 months. They have time. I also 100% think they should just make it a Christmas show, exactly like they did this year. I think it makes so much more sense to have it themed a little bit more like that. It gives it something a little bit extra, something a little bit special. So yeah, I would very much be in favour of them continuing that theme. And finally, the other song contest we need to talk about, the American Song Contest, which bizarrely is running during national final season, and then I think the actual final is like the end of national final to like 2022 Turin live shows rehearsals begin. I think it's in that lull in April, which is a good thing, because I can't, realistically, with everything that's going on in the world, I can't imagine pre-parties really happening again, which is a big shame. It's been 2019 was the last one. I imagine it'll be 2023 the next time we get to have them. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I mean, obviously I really hope that they can happen, but I think we have to be realistic and we have to protect the artists, which, are we going to be able to do that necessarily otherwise? Hopefully, I'm hoping, again, like the actual live show in Turin, hopefully everything can go ahead as planned and everything is normal and everybody is fine. We don't have any issues like we did with Dathi and the Gagna Magnid, where they had to play the rehearsal footage. Hopefully it all goes through smoothly and everybody can be there, including Australia. Speaking of Australia, sorry, I'm jumping about. Well, that's right, it's me jumping about all over the place. But Australia, Sheldon Riley and Jaguar Jones in that national final. I am very excited for both of those entries, and hopefully they kill it. The first of the American Song starts after the Olympics. So the Winter Olympics, and then going into American Song Contest. I mean, look, if they can. I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of people are sort of anti the American Song Contest. They think that it's sort of like America stealing the thunder again, and like, well, why, all of this kind of stuff. They have a good team behind it. Krista Bjorkman is obviously involved. There is enough people there where I would hope that it will be a good show, but I think we just have to wait and see what that first show is like, and then we can make our decisions. Don't write it off beforehand. Let's not hype it up too much. It's also the first time that they're going to do it. Hopefully it gets good ratings. They get a second season of it, or a second edition, and then let's see how it grows from there. because, you know, a lot of the time, the first time out isn't always necessarily the best thing that they ever do, you know. Avatros got 2 sort of runs at is it Avatros? The Dutch broadcaster got 2 runs at hosting Eurovision, and let's face it, Eurovision 2020, Eurovision Shine a Light, whatever it was called, that wasn't great. They 100% redeemed themselves with the hosting of 2021, so obviously very different shows and very different circumstances, but yeah, let's give everybody a bit of hope, and let's keep our fingers crossed that it is a good show. I think ultimately, if you go in like looking to enjoy it, you probably will. I think that's the way that we can look at that. But yeah, I'll probably talk a little bit more about that as and when it comes out. We'll do videos, all of that kind of stuff. It ends on the 28th of March. Oh, okay, interesting. So it ends on the 28th of March, my birthday. So I might be a little bit drunk watching it. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll see. But yeah, I haven't really looked that much at the format, if they've announced anything really for that yet. I know that they were asking artists to audition. Mirod from Albania said that he was asked to represent New York, or to audition to represent New York, I want to say it was. Which, sure. If that was the case, at least they, you know, it shows that they are paying attention to artists, and maybe they knew that connection, maybe they didn't. We'll find out. We'll see who's in the list, because maybe we'll have some people that we have already seen before in things, or maybe maybe we'll get some of Equinox back. There were a couple of them who were American, I want to say, or at least one of them was. So who knows? Maybe we'll get some returning artists. But yeah, that's let me just have a look at the chat. Yeah, the venue I thought for Junior Eurovision was great, and yeah, I think it would be there's a whole load of positives to take from Junior Eurovision, and yeah, we'll find out. Lots of song contests are happening. It's all very exciting. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Hopefully, everything looks like it's worked well. Going to go back, check things. There will be more streams coming up soon. I'm going to talk about Czech Republic and Albania and Bulgaria in a little bit more detail. I'm also going to try and go back, now that I have this, again, lovely new setup with my lovely new computer that I'm stroking in a very weird way. But now that I've got all that, I'm going to hopefully be able to go back and edit things a little bit more. So I'm going to try and do a bit more edited videos. Something along the lines of, I did the what was it? The gimmicks, like the gimmicks that flopped kind of thing. That video that I did, which I will maybe link up here if you're watching it back. I don't know where I'm pointing. Who knows? It might be the right corner. It might not be. But yeah, I'm going to try and do a few more of those, hopefully, which will be looking sort of at national finals and some things around that. I really want to do more in terms of Eurovision history as well, because that is something that I am passionate about, and I talk about that a lot. And honestly, like the Eurovision 1956, the national final Sanremo video is still like my favourite one that I've actually done. It didn't get the most views, but it is the one that I am like most proud of, because I have done a lot of research and I've got the research on the other one. So maybe I'll try and do like a 1956 review at some point, and go through everything, but we'll find out together. But yes, thank you very much everybody who has watched live. Thank you very much everybody who has commented along, and as always, you can leave comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are about Albania and Czech Republic and Bulgaria, about Junior Eurovision, about the top 250, all of these kind of things that we've talked about. Do let me know. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe. As always, stay safe, look after yourselves, look after each other, be nice, and yeah, I will catch you all soon. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining me once again, and I will see you all soon, guys. Bye.